为啥这么？哦，他还没缓过来。OK，好。Hello everyone, good afternoon and good morning to everyone watching us from the different parts of the world. Welcome to our The Living Screen. Welcome. And today we are going to talk about one very important ferroalloy product, Silicomanganese. Do you know what a Silicomanganese? If you are in the ferroalloy industry, steel industry, maybe you will know the what silicon manganese, or as many people call it, silicon manganese. And many people call it ferrosilicon manganese. So the silicon manganese and the ferrosilicon manganese is also is all the silicon manganese. And today it's going to be a little different from our normal production industry. This is our product, this is our company, and this is our specification. And then finishes the living screen. Instead, today we want to talk about the market behind the product. Yes. So as we know, uh, uh, we have that different country customer want to buy a lower price product. Yes. So today let us to introduce our the different ferroalloys market, because if you are buying the silicon manganese, I think understanding the market is more important than simply knowing today the question and why does silicon manganese price change, and what raw materials affect silicon manganese, where is the silicon manganese milling product in China, what's happening to steel demand, why our production cut important, what's the difference between Chinese Silicomanganese and other international sources. And finally, uh, if you are international buyer, how should you choose a reliable silicon manganese supplier from the China? So this is a long discussions, and we also want to make it interactive. Yes. Hi, Fiona. Nice to meet you. How are you today? And are you interested in the silicon manganese? Have you purchased the silicon manganese from China before? Okay. Before we start, I have the very simple questions. Where are you watching us from today? India, Korea, Turkey, Europe, the Middle Eastern, South American, South Asia, or maybe the USA. Yes. Please type your country in the comment. We would really to know where are we are from. Hi Luna, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. How are you today? What silicon manganese grade do you normally supply? Yes, our normally grant like the 1640, 16515s, and 16570s. Yes, and we also according to your requirement to production it. Yes. So please leave your the detailed specification or please leave your the requirement. Yes. Let us check your requirement in our market. Which one is suitable for your market? Okay, then another question: if you are the buyer silicon manganese, what's the most important factor for you? Uh, Price, manganese contact, silicon contact, stable quality, delivery time. Which one is your the important to buying the silicon manganese? Let's see what the international buyer care about the most. And then let's go ahead our the silicon manganese to introduce our the silicon manganese. Hi Luna, nice to meet you. I'm good. And you? Okay, and let's start with the basic questions. And what exactly is the silicon manganese? And the silicon manganese is a ferroalloy milling contactor. Manganese, silicon, and air. It is mainly used in steel making. This is the most important application. For example, one common grade is a silicon manganese 6570. When we talked about 6570, buyer normally pay close attention to like the manganese contactor, silicon contactor, carbon contactor, phosphorus contactor, sulfur contactor, and part size. The exact specification can vary according to the customer's requirements, but the basic idea is very simply. Silicon manganese provides the manganese and the second to the steelmaking process. Manganese is important for improve certain properties of the steel. Silicon can be used as a dioxide element. So when we talk about the silicon manganese demand, we cannot separate it from the steel industry. This is our the first important point. The silicon manganese market is close contact with the steel market. If steel production change, silicon manganese demand can be also changed. Yeah, hi Luna. Yes, we supply the silicon manganese 6570. This grant is suitable in your market, right? Where are you from, Luna? Nice to meet you. Yes, we can supply the 6570. Yes. How many tons do you need? How many tons? Yes, and please tell me which your country. Yes, then we will according to your country to provide all the different price, provide all the FOB price, provide all the CIF price, and our price as a reference for you. Yes, you can compare the different countries' price. Okay, let's going on. Going on are the part two common silicomanganese great for international trade. Now, before we continue to talking about the Chinese market, something very particular, and this is especially used for international buyers. When you are buying silicon magnets from China, you may often see different number on supplier question. For example, like the 1640, like the 16515, like the 16570. So what does this number mean? And what's the difference by one? Yes. The number one, let us talking about the silicon magnesium 7440. First, silicon magnesium 1640. When buyers talking about the 14, the numbers are normally used to indicate approximately and 16% magnesium and 40% silicon. So you can think about it very simply. And 16 means the magnesium, 40 means the silicon. This is the reliable common connector specification in the international silicon magnets market. Yes, and the exact chemical requirement can vary according to the buyer specification and the contract. For example, buyers may also specification carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, and party size. And when you see silicon magnesium 1614 doesn't assume that the very supplier has exactly the same specification. This is very important. Two suppliers may both quotation is the 1640, but their detailed chemicals may be different. So always ask for the complete specification. Number two is the silicon magnesium 6515. Now let's talk about silicon magnesium 6515 approximately 65% magnesium and 40% silicon. Compared with the 1640, the magnesium content is higher, and the silicon content is also slightly higher. The the market 16515, another important commercial grade for the buyers who need a higher magnesium level than 1640. But again, the actually specification need to be confirmed. The name 16515 is not enough. What is the you should ask what the minimum magnesium, what the minimum silicon, what's the minimum the silicon, what's the maximal carbon, what's the maximal phosphorus, what's the maximal sulfur, and what's the size. Yes, this is how you should compare the supplier. Um, about the silicon magnesium 7570. Now let's talking about one of the grades that international buyers are probably more familiar with the silicon magnesium 16570. The basic commercial meaning is approximately like the 65% magnesium and 70% silicon. So compared with the 1640, 1640 manganese, 16% manganese, 40% silicon manganese, and 6570 is the 65 manganese minimal, and the silicon is the 70% minimal, and compare with the 6515, and we also have the the 6040, is the 60% manganese and 40 silicon, 16% silicon, and our the 16515 is the 65% manganese, 15% silicon, and 16570 is the 65 manganese and 70 silicons. Of course, these are simplified commercial descriptions. The final control specification should always be based on the actually agreed chemical limit. So let's compare them. So let's put them together. Like the silicon manganese 1640. The specification, like the manganese is a 16% minimal, silicon 40% minimal. Yes. This is a look very simple, but there's actually an interesting purchase question behind it. Yes. So it's why does a buyer choose 1614 or the 1615 or the 16570? This is not simply a question of the which one is better. There is no universal answer. The correct question is which grade is suitable for your steel making process. Different steel milling have different requirements. Different steel grades have the different chemical requirements. Different production process have the different alloy requirement. So a steel milling may perfect the 1640. Another steel mill may perfect 16515. Another customer maybe perfect the 6570. This is why we always ask customer what is the currently specification. We don't simply say 6570 is better, because the best product is the fit your the production process. Yes, steel ball is the best. Yes, and another the important point is the cost. There is also a harmonic difference. Generally speaking, if the alloy contains higher manganese and silicon, the production cost structure can also be different. But again, we should not assume high grade always much more expensive. The actual price depends on the raw material cost, demand, and the product and the producer's current position. So if you are the buyer of 5,000 tons, you should compare not only the price per ton, but also cost per effective into of the manganese and the silicon delivered to your steel mill. This is a much more professional way to compare the product. Yes. So let's use the simple example. Imagine supplier A offer silicon manganese 1640, and the supplier B offers Silicon manganese 6515, supplier C offer the silicon manganese 6570. You should not simply ask which one is the cheapest. Instead, ask which one fit my steelmaking requirement. Then ask what effective console point rate and what's my total cost per ton of the finished steel. This is where purchase become more interesting because the cheapest alloy per ton is not necessarily the cheapest solution for the steel mill. Hi, Ida. Nice to meet you. How are you today? Yes, thank you. And about the silicon magnets, if you have any questions, please leave the message. We also, according to your message, to provide the professional suggestion. Yes, if you want to learn more about the Chinese market, please tell us. We will introduce recently the Chinese market about the silicon magnets. What's your MOQ? Yes, about the silicon magnets, or the MOQ is one carton can be hold the 2070 tons, 2017 tons. Yes. Yes, and chemical is not the only different. Another important point is the size. For example, customer may ask for 10 to 15 millimeters. Another customer may ask 10 to 16 millimeters. Another customer may have a different size requirement. So when buy the silicon magnets, we need to confirm the grade, chemical, party size, packing, quality, and delivery. All these are the part of the final product. Okay, thank you, Ida. Hope are the answer meet your the requirement. Yes. What about the carbon, phosphorus, and the sulfur? Yes. The next part. Let us talking about some things that many new buyers overlook. If you think and think that's enough, but isn't for steelmaking. Minor elements can also be important. For example, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur depends on the steel grade and the production process. These elements may have the specific limit, so a professional buyer should always ask for the complete chemical specification. For example, like the manganese, silicon, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, and if it has the other carbon, calcium, yes, and other elements, the uh, the exactly requirement depends on the different buyer. Yes, okay. Let us in the middle time. Let us introduce our the factory. Yes, then let us introduce our the uh, factory video. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on injection. Hi, Jing Wang. Yes, yes, we can provide our the silicon manganese COA. And please add our the WhatsApp and you can send your requirement to our the email. Yes, our the sales manager will share with our the COA for you by email. And injection, which grant do you buy? Let now let us making this interactive. If you are buyer silicon magnets, which grant do you normally use? 1614, 1650, 1670, or another grant, please type your the grant in the comment. For example, the 16570 500 tons per month, or the 6040 million for the steel making. We would really like to know another question, and I have another question. When you buy silicon magnesium, what do you care about the more high magnesium, higher silicon, lower for sulfur, lower silicon, lower sulfur are stable chemistry. Please tell us, because different steel milling can have the complete different priorities. How do we requirement the grade? When a new customer contacts us, we normally don't want to immediately say, here is our 16570 price. Instead, we prefer to ask, what is your currently grant? What's your currently specification? What part size do you use? What's your normally cost fishing? What is your the destination? And what's your the target delivery schedule? Then we can recommend the suitable product. This is much more useful than simple send a price. And the 16 and the 16 1640 Silicomanganese vs the 16515 Silicomanganese vs the 16570 Silicomanganese. Simple summer. So if you are the new to Silicomanganese, here is the instant way to remember. And about our the detailed specification and what is the contact, please check our the website. Yes, and our the website have the detailed specification and the detailed contact to introduce our the Silicomanganese. But remember this number are the simple are the simple commercial base of the indefinitely the brand. The final product specification should always be confirmed by the full chemical specification and the agreed contract requirement. And this is particularly important when buying from the international supplier. Why 16570 is so important? Now, why do we often talking about the 7570? Because the 6570 is very familiar